we have Notre Dame with probably the weakest move any university can do. So let me get this straight. You don't get your way. You don't get your selection. So now we're just not playing in the playoffs. Now we're just opting out of major bowl games because you didn't get your way. I remember last year, we didn't hear any complaints when Notre Dame got in when they lost to a Northern Illinois team, a MAC school, who didn't even win the MAC, and they still got into the playoffs because this year they took it to a fact that head-to-head matches matter with Miami and A&M and things of that nature, and the fact that you guys aren't in a conference. Now we want to opt out and not play in major bowl games. And I have the statement on my other screen, so I'm going to read it. It says, as a team, we decided to withdraw our name from consideration for a bowl game following the 2025 season. We appreciate all the support from our families and fans, and we're hoping to bring the 12th national title to South Bend in 2026, the Notre Dame football team. And what we're looking at right now, guys, is the end of the bowl era, bro. And Notre Dame's not the only team, right? Kansas State, I believe, is opted out. Iowa State, and I think Baylor, too, as well. So we have 4 teams in total opting out of their respective bowl game. And from one standpoint, I can see it, right? I've been in bowl games. A lot of times you're missing major holidays. You're missing Christmas. You're missing New Year's, things of that nature. And a lot of times kids really don't want to be there anyway. And you got to look at it from the grand scheme of things, how, players are transferring now. Players are opting out. So it's like, what's the point of having these pointless games? We're watching a bunch of teams out there with their JV team going at it. Nobody wants to see that. But on the other hand, bowl games are great things. It's an experience. It's a time to go out there, have a reward for winning your 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games, whatever it is, and to cap off the season, hopefully with the win and a high note, right? You have an experience, you get gifts, you're doing different events with media, player throughout the city, things of that nature. It's an experience that players get to remember, for the rest of their lives. So that's one thing we're missing. And I remember growing up, the bowl season was lit, man. Even though there was a national title game, watching the Rose Bowl, the Outback Bowl, the Pop-Tarts Bowl, things of that nature, it was always lit to watch these teams because they had their full roster and guys were really playing competitively. But now we're at a time in college football where these games don't matter anymore, and we're seeing a few teams this year opting out, and we're getting 5 and 7 teams with losing records, taking their spots. I guarantee you next year and the years after, that trend's going to continue because honestly, they're seeing it from what point? Guys might get hurt. Guys are transferring anyway. So I think at some point we're going to see this is the last year really of the bowl season. We're going to get to a point to where it's either probably a 16-team playoff or nothing, which I'm not disagreeing with, right? For some players, they don't like bowl season. You're going to a bowl game during the holidays, you're missing Christmas, stuff like that. Guys want to be home. So some guys may agree with this. Some guys may want to play that one extra game, get the stuff, the gear, all these things. I know now players are getting money, so it doesn't really matter. When I played, all we got was cost of attendance, so it was great. I got Ray-Bans and a sound bar, things of that nature. It was fun, man. We went to the El Paso Sun Bowl when I was at Pitt back in 2018, and it was a lot of fun. But as we're seeing right now, I really say around the past decade, the bowl games have really, their value has decreased. We really don't see guys really going to the bowl games to get it their all. So we're pretty much at the end of bowl season. I don't see it really lasting much longer. It's in trouble. And it is what it is, man. So in my opinion, the future of college football is either 16-team playoff or it's nothing. I don't know how I feel about that just yet because I do love football. I love watching football all that time throughout the year, or there's no football games going on throughout December and stuff like that. I could watch a random bowl game and watch some good football. We're probably not going to get that much longer, so I really don't know how to feel about that. But at the same time, if they can condense that playoff schedule and make that throughout December and have the championship game by January 1st or no later than the week after New Year's, I'm fine with that too. At least we're getting higher level, more competitive football. But at the end of the day, man, like I said before in this video, we're at the end of bowl season. Bowl season is coming to an end. The whole thing of these random bowl games going on, it's not going to exist much longer. But let me know what you guys think about that. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more content.